Hey there. This is an all skills, no out of bounds speedrun of Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition. This category obviously was at SGDQ 2015, 3 events ago. Obviously this is the Definitive Edition and that was the Vanilla Edition, so there's some substantial differences. Movement tech is very, very different in particular. However, I'm mostly submitting this for consideration for like a big race community production, if we're able to do that, if we're able to do more than two-way. If we're not, then I would much rather either race glitchless with Sigmason, or my most preferred thing is to do this 0 XP run. So this is mostly just a contingency plan. In any case, let's get started and we'll talk about how this run works and what differences it has with the vanilla version. Alright. So Definitive Edition came out in March 2016 on the first anniversary of the original game. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a director's cut with more stuff in it. There's 2 new skills which we are going to be required to pick up because this category is all skills. There's several new abilities, some of which are going to come in super, super handy and really have revolutionized the movement in this run. There's a new area which we are going to visit in order to acquire the 2 new skills. There's fast travel between save points, which we are going to take advantage of to reduce some of the backtracking in the run. And then there are difficulty settings. And the difficulty settings really don't come into play in Ori Definitive Edition speedruns. There's no real reason to run on easy or hard. They don't make the run like better or faster in any good way. They're just kind of crappy. And one life is obviously not the sort of thing that you would run for a marathon submission. So this fight and this section of the game should look pretty familiar if you've seen any Ori speedrun of any category. You go collect the Spirit Flame, which is your weapon, and then you fight a couple Frankies. And the main tech there is that you fire your shots at a particular rhythm. That allows you to get more shots in per second than if you just spam the button. Alright, so at the beginning here we're going to take some intentional damage. We're going to try to manipulate a death at a specific spot. Alright. So, I've taken most of the damage that I want. I want to be at 1 HP. I'm currently at 2. Because I took 2 damage from those brambles, but then picked up a health drop. So I'm going to be able to take 1 damage from this gentleman, pick up his drops, and now we're good. What this is going to enable us to do is a glitch called the Ghost Door. So here I suicide right after putting the keys in the door, and that causes the door to temporarily despawn. And so I'm able to just pass right through it. Hence the name Ghost Door. So that saves around, like, 4 seconds or something. Now the next thing that we're really focusing on is we want to manipulate our XP to level up at a very specific spot. It's the same spot that we try to level up in, like, every single other category of this game. It's going to be coming up in a moment. It's a little elbow where there's a ton of brambles blocking your path down and back up. And we really don't want to have to manually one by one kill those things, so we blow them up with a level up explosion. When you level up, you explode and deal 20 damage to everything on the screen, basically. So as you saw right there, I just blew up all those brambles, and that saves me a little bit of time. So now we're going to pick up Wall Jump, the first skill of the game. Spirit Flame is technically kind of a skill, but you can't really like skip it anyway. Wall Jump, for that matter, can't really be skipped. It is super, super important. I don't think we have any, like, we have a lot of glitches in this game, but I don't think we have any category where you can skip Wall Jump. So we could have done a cutscene glitch there in order to regain control of Ori during the animation of learning Wall Jump, but that requires spending an ability point, and I actually need the 1 ability point that I got from leveling up for a different cutscene skip coming up, so I'm specifically not doing that. This is kind of the first like route difference between Definitive Edition and Vanilla. So here we're just making our way back up. If you've watched the Vanilla run, you know that normally at this point you'd be picking up this Frankie to kite him across the world and use him to do a trick called the Frog Walk and open an energy door that costs 4 energy, even though you only have 2, much earlier than intended. It's a pretty big sequence break. We're going to do that, but not yet. First, we're going to go get the new ability Dash, or sorry, the new skill Dash. And to do that, we're going to start with this cutscene skip. So this is the Save Anywhere glitch. This is where you store the ability menu until a time where you're ready to learn one, and then you, by doing so, automatically save the game in that spot. So now when I reload the game, the game thinks I have watched that cutscene that would have otherwise been triggered there. So I've skipped, it's like a 20, 25-ish second cutscene. So Blackroot Burrows is all about darkness and light. And there are these light-based platforms here that are actually really awkward and annoying, so this area is extremely deadly. We have to be careful there to make sure that we don't miss the platform cycle and just fall to our death. Then we have to take this lantern around the area and use it to light these other, like, lamp things, and geez, that was close. I very nearly missed that jump. These lasers, of course, are insta-kill. They're quick beams, basically. Alright, so all the platforms in this area are on cycles, and the cycles are fixed based on whenever the platforms load. However, we're going to manipulate a cycle in the room adjacent to this one, the next room that I'm going to go to. We did that by waiting at that edge where I put that save point until a specific time and then advancing forward. So because I did that, when I walk into this next room, there's going to be a platform that is lowering to meet me at exactly the right time. And here it is. Good stuff. So now I just need to make sure that I ride these platforms properly and don't fall off. So fortunately, this tedious part of the zone where you've got to carry around this light thing is pretty short. And once you get to this stage, you're able to deposit it in here, and that lights up the entire area of Blackroot Burrows. So now you can proceed safely. It also opens the way to the next skill. However, you need Stomp to actually be able to go get the next skill. So we're not going to do that right now. We're going to pick up Dash right to the right of this, and then we're going to leave. Hey, look. It's a skill tree. So Dash radically changes the movement in this speedrun, and you will see exactly how right now. So as you can see, Dash is an ability that when used makes you go real fast. And now that we have it, we are ready to do the Definitive Edition Frog Walk, if I can get onto this platform. So Definitive Edition made some nice changes to the Frog Walk trick. The big one is it added this frog right here. And the nice things about this frog, he has more HP than he did in vanilla. He drops more XP than he did in vanilla, so manipulating your level up is substantially easier. And of course, he's much closer. So the kite distance is significantly less. Additionally, of course, I have the dash ability, so that's going to make this death run here after the skip substantially easier, as you're going to see. No problem, easy every time. So now we're going to sync up with the vanilla route for a little bit. We're going to go get double jump and We're basically doing the same things that a vanilla all-skills run would have done at this point. We're still trying to manipulate our XP. It's very worth noting. We are trying to make sure that we're going to level up at the top of the Ginso tree at a specific time. So in order to do that, we are being very careful. Oops. So that was a rather slow ghost door glitch, but it still saves a little bit of time. And here's double jump. So here, finally, we do a cutscene glitch for a save, for a skill tree. And as you saw, while we were watching the cutscene, because the camera was locked over there, we were able to get very far. So that saves a fair bit of time. This skip should look pretty familiar if you've watched any Ori speedruns at all. It's called the Grotto skip. You skip the entire left half of the Moon Grotto, or Gumo's hideout, or whatever it's called. And then here we'll do a save glitch to skip the animation of Gumo dropping cave-in on us. And by doing so, there's no cave-in. So this is substantially less risky than in glitchless runs. Then we'll do another save glitch to skip a little cutscene there. Well, cutscene's a strong term. And then we jump into that slowdown zone to just get a little bit of extra distance. You can get even farther than that, but it's still worth any amount of jumping there. So on the way back up out of here, we are going to stop at this spirit well. We're just going to stand here real quick and then be on our way. And that is because we want to get credit to be able to fast travel to that spirit well later on. So it's very important. You just have to stand there until Sane goes in the little nook on the base of the spirit well. And then here's another intentionally timed level up. This one's very minor, like it doesn't save the day or anything, but it allows us to pick up the 30 XP from that frog while also not having to deal with him in any real way. Alright. I attempted to do a cutscene glitch there, but it did not quite pan out. There we go. That cost a little time, but it's not a huge deal. So there's Gumo with the water vein, which we just entered, used in the door of the Ginso tree to enter, which makes perfect sense, of course. So the Ginso tree is beautiful, has great music. And has amazing movement. Get up there, please, Ori. Thank you. Oh boy. Okay, we're good. So, I did pick up one health cell earlier, but that's it, so I'm only at 4 HP, and I'm going to stay that way from the rest of the game, so I need to be very careful about how much damage I take in various places. I'm about to fight a mini-boss that is going to be at least a little bit scary if I only have, I believe I'm at 3 health currently. So this mini-boss spawns randomly in the room. There are 5 different locations. He does actually have a visual cue for where he spawns. Unfortunately, it only appears for 1 frame in a 60-frame game. 60 frames per second, that is. Alright, so that was actually a really good mini-boss fight. And thankfully, after the end of the mini-boss, we level up, so we get a nice health and energy refill. I'm going to take some intentional damage there, because we're coming up to another keystone door, and I want to be able to do the ghost door glitch. Get up there. Alright. And now, of course, we pick up the iconic ability of this game, Bash. So Bash is going to allow us to grab an enemy, a projectile, or an environmental object, like this little hanging lantern thing, and catapult Ori in a specified direction and throw the enemy projectile or whatever in the opposite direction. So it's a really, really amazing ability that makes this game extremely interesting. But it's actually going to be outshined in this run in a little bit. But for now, it is definitely the marquee ability. Alright. So I attempted a trick called key duplication there, which I do need to do for this route. Unfortunately, I just messed it up, so I'm going to have to do it again. The idea of this trick is I'm going to collect 3 out of the 4 keystones required to open this door. And I'm going to land in a specific spot here where I can put the keystones in the door while being dead. That causes the keystones to respawn in the game world and also return to my inventory. So now I have 4, get up there, 5, 6, 7 keystones instead of the intended 4. That was a pretty slow ghost door glitch, but it's not a huge deal. So this mini-boss, not really avoidable in any particular way. It's pretty straightforward. And now we're gonna do the Ginso corruption skip. So on the right side of Ginso here, or at the top of Ginso, there's these 2 corruption orbs up there, which you just saw me destroy. Normally you have to go to the left room first, get into that little nook and break the left corruption, and then go to the right room and do some similar thing and break the right corruption. But with a well-timed level up, you can blow them both up. So that's one of my favorite little things. And you have to route your XP so that you will be within 40 XP of leveling up at the exact... Wow, that was an impressive combo. It's also worth noting that it is, in this version, faster to not glitch this water escape. So you want to do it with water, which of course is everyone's favorite thing. Also, in case you're wondering, we're still not done manipulating our XP. We got 1 more planned level up coming up. But not for a little while. So the only interesting thing to note here is during this cutscene we need to unhide the UI, or else we will soft lock temporarily. Unfortunately, there's no way to ghost door this particular door. At least no way that's actually fast. So this is the stomp skill. This is our 5th or 6th or whatever you want to call it skill. This is going to come in handy in a couple places, but mostly we kind of, in general in speedruns of this game, you get stomp because you have to and not necessarily because it's, well, actually now that I think about it, there's some new tech that I just realized recently came out that makes stomp significantly more valuable than it used to be. Hello? Get on the edge there. Alright, so here we do a mid-air save using an ability to break that barrier without having to drain the water. And that saves a substantial bit of time, so it's always nice. And now this section is very dangerous and very, very easy to die. So we always want to make sure we take this little safe. Alright, here, gonna intentionally kill this dude and use a save glitch to skip this cutscene. Normally, you would want to do a trick to skip the cutscene directly by bashing over its trigger, which is, in fact, a thing you can actually do. However, that trick is very, very hard in Definitive Edition, so it's a lot easier to save glitch it like that. We're actually going to go through that same location again, too, so if you do the normal or the vanilla version of the cutscene skip, you would actually have to do it twice. Alright, so now I want this Frankie to follow me down here. So I'm going to use him for a path back up in just a moment. So now we've gotten Charge Flame. Normally you're intended to get this much earlier in the game, but thanks to Dash and the Frankie Walk, we were able to skip it entirely. And then here, since we haven't ever watched this cutscene here with the Spirit Tree, we have to learn ability to skip it. So we're going to learn the first of the amazing new abilities in DE that we really, really care about, Air Dash. As you can see, it's going to do exactly what its name suggests, which is allow you to dash in the air. But the important thing to note about Air Dash, there's a technique called bash gliding in this game, which involves releasing the directional input on your analog stick or whatever right after performing a bash. And that will cause you to retain the horizontal speed of the bash, so you will go very fast. Well, Air Dash has the ability to increase your current bash glide to the maximum possible speed, and then some. So even if you get a crappy bash glide, like you bash at a crappy angle, like almost entirely downwards, Air Dash will give you the maximum. So it's really amazing, and really, really nice. Alright, and so now we have enough ability cells that we're gonna be able to learn the next most amazing ability, which is Charge Dash, and you're gonna see that in the very near future. Charge Dash is going to allow us to do a ridiculously cool trick called Rocket Dashing, in addition to allowing us to go very fast in general. We're also coming upon the hardest stuff in the game. So we're going to go into Sorrow Pass very shortly, and we're going to get the Sunstone, which is the key to the final dungeon. We're, of course, entirely skipping the Forlorn Ruins. We will come back to Misty Woods, because this is all skills, so we need to get Climb. But this section is very challenging. Oh, that's real bad. I'm gonna actually have to get over there. What? Anyway. So that is a rocket dash. The way that works is that you cancel a charge dash on an enemy that's above you by pressing jump or feather. Need this guy to chill. Anyway, now we're going to need to do the Sorrow Bash technique, which is going to get us into Sorrow Pass. This technique is pretty common. It's used in also most Ori speedruns. Most, but not all. And, aw, dang. That was close. The way that we're gonna do it in this run is we're gonna make use of charge dash. Gonna bash this guy upwards. If I can stop grabbing him too early. And then charge dash into him, and then bash off of him as quickly as possible. And normally charge dash costs 1 energy to perform, but because we grab him out of the charge dash like that, it actually refunds our energy. So we've just done all that for free, no energy cost. Now we're gonna do another rocket dash. Get that barrier broken. And now we're gonna do something really dumb. Just we're gonna rocket dash through that laser. Ooh boy. Okay, don't kill me, please. Thank you. Alright. It's worth mentioning that I have to do all of Sorrow Pass without saving due to these strats. Alright, I should be fine to get this frog into position. Cool. Okay, I didn't really want to kill the frog, but unfortunately I did, so we'll just go slow to make our way up here. I was supposed to use a trick called a rocket jump, or rocket dash off of him again. But if you don't get it first try as quickly as possible, you will die, so it's probably for the best that I didn't get it. This is also going to enable me to do a different trick. Alright. So now we're going to collect the Sunstone, and then we're going to head down and get Charge Jump. And we're doing this Save Anywhere trick in order to skip the cutscene, which would have played after we collected that. Alright, so now we're heading back down. I'm going to do some needlessly risky movement here. And now we'll do one more Ghost Door. And here's Charge Jump. So now that we've got Charge Jump and Charge Dash, we're going to be able to do some obscene movement strats. We can also do this slow as heck Bash Glide. Alright, so in we go to Misty Woods. Whoa, that was the wrong direction. Let's try that again. So we're gonna start. Well, we were going to try to start with some rocket jump action, or rocket dash, that is. Instead, we're going to take advantage of Charge Jump here, and the Dash Glide, in order to get some speed back. So Misty Woods is actually an incredibly challenging section of this speedrun. Ah, please. Whoa, boy. Okay. And the real crazy stuff is going to start momentarily. So since I have access to the rocket dash and charge dash, we're going to do some crazy things. That was not quite it, but it's fine. So remember that every time I charge dash into an enemy and hit bash before the charge dash ends, I am getting a refund on the energy for the charge dash. So I can effectively charge dash infinitely if I have enemies around. Of course, I don't always have enemies around. But when I do, it's real nice. Oh no! That's a shame, man. Oh well. This section is very hard. Alright, so here's more of kind of what I intended to do here. Well, maybe it's not. Some of this movement is insanely hard to do consistently. That was also one of the costliest possible deaths. Nope. Okay. Whoa, that's not what I wanted at all. There we go. Give me that. Okay, cool. We got through that, and we get a level up for acquiring all that XP. So that's the final intended level up. And now we're going to be on our way out. Oh boy, don't you dare kill me. You know what? Let's get this. Alright, so now we're finally heading to pick up Light Burst, which is the final skill. As mentioned, this is one of the 2 new skills in the Definitive Edition. Oh yeah, this slowdown zone is still here. It's always going to be there. We're going to have a tool to skip it momentarily, but just for this instant, we don't have anything. Okay. Gonna wait for this laser here. Oops. Oh boy. All right. So one more ability cutscene skip. And here's Light Burst. So all that's left is to return to Mount Horu, enter the area, and complete the game. So we just used the Light Burst ability, which is basically a grenade. And the cool thing about it is if you aim one and throw it, it... boy, that was insanely risky. Oh boy. Stop killing me. No, let's not do that. Let's do this. Anyway. If you aim one and throw it, you can actually use it as a thing to bash off of. Not like that. Not like that either. More like that. There we go. Alright, I'm actually going to take a save here to get a full refill because I'm insanely low on health. Ow. I got a little bit paranoid there about what was going on, so I opted to grab that guy. Alright. So we're entering the final dungeon. We're going to see one more new glitch here. And that is called the door warp. So the game is going to automatically save, and I'm going to load in. And I'm just going to enter the door on the first frame that the game loads. And that causes me to warp to the bottom of Mount Horu. Inexplicably. And now we're at the final escape. And I've already taken 2 damage, which makes me a little bit nervous. Oops. Whoa, no. Okay. Okay, cool. We've completed the game. So, time doesn't stop when you finish this stretch here. You have to control Ori to walk to the right, get ambushed by Bird, and then control Naru to walk to the right and rescue Ori. But that's the all skills run. As you can see, there's some crazy stuff involved, and it's night and day compared to vanilla. It's like, no matter what, watching a run of this game at all is really impressive and cool. I think of the three that I'm submitting, 0 XP is my preferred, but certainly you can't go wrong. I definitely think that Ori Definitive Edition should be back in this year. This event, whatever. Alright, and it comes to an end as we walk behind this tree. So, there you go. That is Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition, all skills, no out of bounds. Thanks for watching. I definitely hope that you decide to include Ori in the marathon again. And since this is a PB, as usual, I'll let the credits play out, but I'll go ahead and mute my mic, and the commentary's done. So thanks for watching.